What's good, everybody? What's good? We are back. I know it's been a minute till our last show, but I had some things going on in my life, my personal life. Had to sit back and you know take care of some things and make sure everything was copacetic. But again, people, we are back. We are here. We are live. We are now streaming on my Instagram page too. So you should be able to go to my Instagram page. Dennis Morton Photos. It's on the ticker on the bottom. And you just in case you don't have StreamYard or whatever, YouTube, or if some people don't have it on their phone. A lot of people have IG, so get slide on over there and check it out over there. Meech, what's up? What you got going on?
What's going on, man? It's been a long time, man. Surprisingly,
Hey,
the Eagles aren't in the playoffs anymore. I don't know how that happened, but hey,
so
hey,
look,
we here, man. We here. We doing our thing. It's good. It's good to be back.
hey, look here, man. I don't even want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I had so much I wanted to say during those trying times,
Oh yeah.
but ain't no sense to dwell on it, man. Ain't no sense to dwell on it. Hey, we not it ain't us this year. We didn't have the it factor. We just didn't have it. You know what I'm
They
saying?
are
But
who they are who we thought they were.
and we let them off the hook.
Got
We let them off the hook.
'em off
We
the
are
hook.
who they thought we were. But man, hey, we got a lot to dive into this show, man. We got a lot of coaching moves, changes, free agency, stuff like that. So just in case y'all don't know, y'all don't know, there's another guy. Uh, we actually do a lot of connections through excuse me, through StreamYard, and I reached out to a guy. He's an avid sports analyst. I sent him the information. I hope he gets on the show. If he doesn't get on the show, he just doesn't get on the show. Maybe he has something better. But again, it's me and Michi. And just for those who don't know, what I'm saying, new logo alert. You know what I'm saying? New logo alert. It's on the back. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple things coming up next season too. Michi's got some things in the works that he's gonna be putting together next season. It's gonna be real dope. You know what I'm saying? So get your minds working. Get your minds working. Cause trust me, we're gonna have some giveaways next season. We're gonna have some prizes next season, things like that, sports trivia, stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying, without further ado, man, we need to just go ahead and get into this, Mish. We really do. All right, so first topic on the chopping block is how does this season affect next season's decision making?
Well, I think that's pretty evident, man. In the firings that have happened, the hirings that have happened. We just trying to change the culture, and we talked about this a while ago, man. As far as the Eagles, man, I think there's a lot still that hasn't been put out for the public. So there's still a lot of speculation going on. I don't think that those topics or those subjects will be discussed until people who have been fired or demoted until they find a different job. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they don't want to stir the waters too bad and mess up their next potential. So I think that
Right.
once like the Brian Johnsons and all this stuff find a job or wherever they're going to go, I think more stuff will be brought to light. But I think this season, man, the spectacular collapse that we had at the end of the season, man, it
I ain't gonna
just
call it spectacular.
it,
I'm,
it
I'm not
was
I'm not gonna call it that.
it was a,
I
it
think it's
was
a
an
wrong choice of words,
absolute
but yeah,
it was absolutely it was
debacle.
picture perfect collapse, man. It was like
Okay.
shit is something that you when you talk about a great season, just tanking, going to shit. You can refer to the Eagles right now, man, because we had
Poster children.
so much potential, so much talent, man. We was running through, and yeah, we had a lot of problems. We talked about those throughout the season, but it just went to hell. So I think that this season, man, it's going to affect a lot of the play calling. Definitely the defense, the defensive looks, the defensive schemes, the offensive calls. That I think this season is going to affect a lot, man, because we had too much talent to fall out the way we did.
Yeah, Sean Desai, man, he has to look at him. Well, actually, Sean Desai and Matt Patricia, because it's not like stuff got better when Matt Patricia took over. So, Sean Desai, he really needs to take a look at himself and ask himself some questions as to how he ran the defense. Did he properly prepare our team to actually be a defensive minded, all out contender on defense? Now, and again, I'm only speaking on Sean Desai because we're talking about defense right now. So, but like I said, Sean Desai, he just really needs to sit back and think like, did he put us in the best situation? Did he use his players the way they were supposed to be used properly? You know what I'm saying? Like all these things that people say, oh, well, Sean Desai, there's nothing wrong with it before, but it was something wrong with it before. It actually was, because there was a lot of games out of them 10 that we won. There was a lot of them that could have easily turned the other way. Now, again, during the season, am I going to say that? Hell no, I'm not going to say that. Why? Because we win it. But guess what? Now that we're back into somewhat reality, yes, I have to say that there was a couple of those games we didn't win. They lost that game.
Yeah.
One of them, I hate to say it. Matter of fact, I'm not going to speak goodness on them because you
No,
already
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't
say,
do it.
I ain't going to do it. No, I'm not. I ain't going to do it. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of those, there was a couple of those games that we could have easily lost. And as far as like the decision making process on it, I feel like um Nick Sirianni is going to be scrutinized from this point on because of last season.
Yeah.
Every decision he's going to make, the when it depicts the offense and the defense, it's going to be thoroughly scrutinized. And I say that to say this, and I say that because Brian Johnson should have never been allowed to finish the season out. And it's not that I have nothing against the guy, as a person, but as an offensive play caller and decision maker, you did not put Jalen in the right scenarios to finish out and win games convincingly, and you didn't run proper plays and schemes to make our offense thrive. Same thing with Sean Desai. You know what I'm saying? You're putting people in, like your rotation of people was just off. It was just off. So I don't feel like Sean Desai thoroughly knew. I don't think he knew the goodness in each individual player to set them up for success and to set the team up for success. So back to decision making, the decision making is definitely going to be a big thing, and it's going to be touched on a whole lot. Is this going to be the right decision? Should we go for it on third down? And if we do go on third or fourth down, what play are we running? Because I'm telling you right now, the second they do a screen on 3rd and 8, I'ma bust my shit open, man. I'ma lose my mind. I don't know if you saw it, but someone made a video on either, I want to say it was TikTok or X, whatever you want to call it. I want to say they throughout the season they ran like 86 screenplays or some crazy number like that, and it was like 9 of them went for more than 5 yards.
Yeah.
Out of all the screenplays, 9. Like, come on now, like we can't be like that next year. We just can't.
Yeah. Another thing too, man, concerning the decision making is we don't have the luxury, and these guys know this. We me and you know this is sideline coaches, but this isn't the NBA where you got all of these, or baseball, you know what I mean, where you got all of these games and you can, try to sit a little bit longer and wait for stuff to develop. You know what I mean? We got 17 game season. So you can't still be talking about we're noticing the same mistakes, in week 4 that we're talking about in week 10, and you haven't made any major changes to that yet. You know what I mean? They don't have that luxury, and they should know that, man. And like I said, those guys, I guess they wanted, success, but you can't come off bringing a Super Bowl caliber team. We just, came from it the prior year to having a guy with zero experience, as a coordinator, man. It's not, you could be the greatest QB coach there is, but that doesn't mean you're going to be, a halfway decent coordinator. And same thing for the coaches, man. You can be the greatest coordinator there is, but that doesn't make you, going to be a good coach, and vice versa, So I think that, a lot of this stuff, man, they should have looked at, scrutinized, man. I said, man, I was 1 or 2 interviews away from, turning on them boys, man. They sit up there, it's just too much nonchalant, doing the interviews and stuff, and we can slaughter them. I mean, Brian Johnson's comments, hey, we know what's going on, but we waiting for them, and we go make the changes, soon. We trying to figure them out, and all this BS, man. They give it, man. It was out of control.
Like I say, it sounds good. It sounds great. When you pull it up on PowerPoint, but that thing looks flawless. until that whistle blow and they punt that ball. All right, it ain't flawless no more.
Yeah, it's out of control.
MPX says it all went downhill when they decided to not run the ball early and often. But MPX, I mean, you can say that with about any team. You know what I'm saying? Like, most teams have to establish the run first. Now, with our offense, Brian Johnson, I don't understand why in the playoffs you run the ball twice and then you completely abandon the run or after that. You run the ball twice. I don't know if you're just doing that just to, you know what I'm saying, just to silence us, saying, like, oh, we ran the ball. But if it's effective, then why are you not continuously doing the same thing that's being effective? That's like me saying, you know what, I got an air hammer, and it's gonna take me 10 minutes. But you know what? Let me go back old fashioned with it because I want to prove a point. No, man, it's easier to just use the damn air hammer. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
yeah,
It don't make no
yeah.
sense. It just doesn't make any sense. And I don't understand why why he abandoned the run so often and decided the screenplays was just the best thing for us when it was obvious that it wasn't. But all right,
And
whatever. So
even if, I mean, even if you want to try to throw, I don't know, whatever, but I mean, the statistics alone showing you the effectiveness that we had when we ran the ball versus when we didn't run the ball, that should be the prime indicator. I wouldn't need to watch any ESPN. I wouldn't need to watch anything,
yeah,
because all you got to do is the black and white make you act right.
look at the tape.
Those numbers, look at the tape, man. Get out of here.
Look at the
Get
tape.
out of
The
here.
tape will tell you anything.
Get out of
And
here.
the tape. People, not just like you said, novice coaches, sideline coaches like us, we can look at that and tell that the screenplays ain't working, fam. They just ain't working.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how, as a NFL professional offensive coordinator that's in charge of a multi-billion-dollar company, you can't see that. I'm not saying you need to start listening to some of the fans because we all know fans act off emotions.
Yeah.
But you and I, bro, Keelan, Brian, call us. We'll let you know what's going on. We see it. We can see it. Just hey, just hit me, go to my contacts. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on the side, slide my DM, and guess what? Boom. We'll tell you everything you need to do to be successful. We
Yeah.
don't even want no credit. We don't even want no credit.
No credit. No.
We just want wins. That's it.
Our praise, yeah, like you said, our praise will be in the wins.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
but another thing, man, to go with the decision making is, like I said in the very beginning, I think a lot of stuff has to still come to light, because when all of the talk was going against Brian Johnson, and you had Nick Sirianni out here saying that he was calling the plays. So is it on Brian or is it on you? Or was
Exactly.
Brian the scapegoat this whole time? Or then we hear, things about Jalen not liking Nick, and everybody wanted Brian to stay. Well, that's what I mean by a lot of shit is not being talked about or not being told. And
But
shit, quiet as it kept, man. I think that Nick fell in on a situation where, what's his name? Like the Warriors coach, Steve Kerr fell in on. What I mean? He fell in on a team that was, like I said, Super Bowl caliber already. And
right.
all you had to do is just manage little ones and twos and make yourself look good. But you riding on the talent that was already developed and put together from Dougie P. Dougie P put
Right.
everything together, man. They got rid of him and whatever. And we can sit over here and speculate, Doug, they say that, Howie and all those guys, they Lori, they want somebody that they can control and have a puppet out there and all this stuff. That's why they want him, and Dougie wasn't
Every
about
team
all
want
of
that.
that, so they got rid of. We can say all of this, but man, I'm just telling you that,
But
not
then
running the
again,
ball wasn't working.
all good coaches don't let it happen.
Right.
All good coaches ain't gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
keep going on.
Yeah, man, and shit. Like I said, man, all we're saying is, a lot of that behind the scenes chatter is going on and this, but like we just said, man, black and white make you act right, man. If the numbers show that the run was effective when we ran the ball more than 20 times per game, we won. We scored this amount of points and this, but you abandon it, man. Fire everybody, man. They should have been gone week 7.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been
Yeah.
gone week 7, man.
Right.
We played around with it for too long.
Right. All right. So now, along with that, with the decision making process, so before I go off to the next topic, but like you were saying before, it's one thing to talk about it, but they're not going to talk about it this season because
Yeah.
it's too soon. They'll
Yeah.
wait until the end of the season of this season. Going if we make it to the playoffs, which we should, but if we make it to the playoffs, then they'll go back into that last year shit, and then they'll start talking about it. But they're not
Yeah.
going to talk about it now because guess what? They don't want to seem as though they're harping on the immediate and starting to place the blame immediately. They'll wait until the people that were directly responsible for some of the decision making are gone. And then after that, if they gain success, then they'll be like, well, the reason why we did it last year is because a lot of the play calls on tones, which now they'll throw them under the bus
Yeah,
because they're
yeah,
gone. They're gone now.
yeah,
They ain't gonna worry about
yeah.
it. All right, so but with the decision making and play calling, uh, it was rumored, and we all know that it was just a rumor because no one can actually say for sure that this is what was going on. But it was rumored that Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, what I'm saying, they started freelancing on some of these games because of the play calls that Jalen just wasn't. What I'm saying, he wasn't with. So at that point, like, did Nick and Brian like at what point did they lose the locker room, or was it the locker room they lost, or was the play calling they lost? Me personally, I feel as though, or I have the inclination that Jalen Hurts lost faith in Brian Johnson on week 6 because there was I can't remember what play it was, and I had it queued up to my memory like 10 minutes before, but there was a play that Jalen did, and he held the ball again a little bit too long, and I feel like he didn't want to run the play, but he ran it anyway because when he came back, him and Brian Johnson were talking on the sideline. They came back and he ran the play, so I feel like Brian Johnson probably said, "No, just run the play. I'm telling you, run the play." Jalen was like, "All right, cool, I'll run the play." When he ran it, it got snuffed out, caught up. Now he's running for life, and he got sacked. That goes back to holding on to the ball. If he's holding on to the ball too long, it's the play calling. Because guess what? Jalen Hurts, he's a winner. He's gonna want to try to do everything he can to make a play. But Jalen, you have to learn to start using your check downs a whole lot more. I feel like he's going to do that this coming season because he was so scrutinized in doing it this season. So why would you not start using your checkdowns? Why would you not start in getting rid of the ball? That's going to be a thing too. That's going to be a topic this coming summer camp too. Jalen, you're holding on to the ball too long, man. If it ain't there, just get rid of it. We cannot afford to be taking these sacks, and you're taking like 12 and 13-yard sacks on like the 36 and 37. Like now we're at a field goal range, man. Just throw the fucking thing away, get the 3 points, and keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? Jake the make he'll get it. Trust me. But so, like I said, at what point did Nick and Brian Johnson either lose the locker room or the play call in your mind?
I think, man, I can't put down a certain week like you can. I just feel like once the dynamic of, they came out in the beginning of the season, everybody seemed enthused, everybody was playing. And then I want to say around week 4, week 5, you just started to notice a change in them and in their play style. Like I said, they were winning, but you just started to notice, like, the routes weren't being run the same. You know what I'm saying? The decision making wasn't being the same and all of this, man. And I don't know if that's, to me, like I said, I've never been an NFL quarterback, but if my offensive coordinator is doing whatever, and we talked about this, and they said that he had the ability to make the audibles and all of this. Me having, a little beef with the offensive coordinator is not going to make me just hold on to the ball longer. Like you said, granted, so if he's holding on the ball, that means that AJ and all of those guys, they're either not getting open, or he's not doing his checkdowns, or everything just fell apart. You know what I mean?
He's
Throw the ball
trying to
away.
make the play happen when
Throw the
he's
ball
not
away.
comfortable with the play.
Right. Throw the ball away.
Throw it away.
I'm not going to take you taking 12, 15, 18 yards. Man, throw the ball away, man.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of stuff not adding up.
Right. You're running around for dear life, and you know it. And they keep coming down on you. You're backing up, trying to dip and dodge. You're backing up. Bro, these linebackers are quick nowadays. These boys is 280 pounds running 4.6s. These boys ain't slow, man. Like, come on, man. Get rid of the goddamn ball. You know
It's a reason. It's a reason why they say, as great as they are, and there's a few exceptions to the rule, but I think that they change after a while as well. And the point I'm making is these running quarterbacks. There comes a point in your career where you kind of have to switch over to have more of a pocket presence.
Yeah.
If you can't, be the field general like they used to call Peyton Manning, if you can't do all that stuff from those guys, yeah, he wasn't a runner. I know he wasn't a runner, but Tom Brady, he wouldn't have made it, 20 years in the NFL, taking hits. Granted, it was damn near a felony if you hit him, but those were still NFL hits that Tom Brady was getting. You know what I mean? They damn near arrested you on the field if you hit Tom Brady.
Oh no, lock him up.
But if you just think, man,
lock
if you
him
out
up.
running, you
lock
out
them
running,
all
sacrificing your
lock them all up.
You're not gonna make it all that time. You know what I mean? You have some, even like, you can kind of call them like the mobile quarterbacks, like the Russell Wilsons and stuff like that. And I don't mean just regular like play extenders. I mean like the guys that have the ability to go out there and change the atmosphere of a game with their legs. And so other teams are drafting people, or you having, your QB spies, you having somebody dedicated to watch this guy for the run. I mean those guys, not just somebody that can scramble here and there. I mean dedicated fucking runners.
Like Lamar's.
Like Lamar's. Right. You know what I mean? Those guys. There comes a point where you have to, fix that. And I think that the maturity, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but the maturity should have been there with Jalen with some of this decision making that you were talking about earlier, man. I just don't know what scenario will be good to take a 12, 15-yard sack, throw you out of complete scoring position, field goal or whatever, because I'm beefing with the offensive coordinator to show him a point. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. But I mean, but for Brian Johnson to be the offensive coordinator, and again, allegedly, they're going out and they're freelancing. Ownership, management, coaches, they're going to eventually say, stop going out there and fucking freelancing. Run the plays that we're telling you to. Just simple. They're going to do it. You're probably the highest paid person on the team, to include the head coach and everybody else. But guess what? Do what the hell we tell you to do. This isn't your team alone. You can't do this shit by yourself. I'm quite sure they had that conversation. There's no doubt in my mind they didn't. But MPX is saying at some time when they decided to throw the ball on third and short with less than 5 yards ago. But that goes back to running the ball. You know what I'm saying? If you can establish the run like Swift was doing, like, why would you not run the ball? Like, I don't know why our offensive coordinator just did not have that much confidence in us running the ball. I just don't get it. And we were one of the better run teams.
Another thing, that's another key point, man. If you look at his stats on the ground, he had, over 1,000 yards when he wasn't even really getting the ball. So what would he have did if they were feeding him more? I don't get that.
Me neither.
I don't understand.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they just scared he was going to get fat and lazy or something, or what. I don't know, but God damn, man, just throwing the goddamn ball. I don't know what the hell the problem is, man. Golly, it's crazy. But hey, it was what it was, man. I'll just never understand Brian Johnson. Again, I really wasn't fucking with the dude after week 4, but and I said it on all the shows. So if you don't believe me, you can go back to some of the other shows, and for all 3,000 people out there watching, 5,000 at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? It'll tell you I was not set on that dude at all. So because now that Brian Johnson's gone and all these other lame ass coaches are gone, like, their decision-making processes and their play calls and schemes and all that stuff, now that they're out, because now this is week 2 or year 2 on 2 completely different changeovers on both sides of the house. Like, how much of a setback the last season put us going on as an organization going forward?
So I think to me, I'm going to say, I think it's a huge setback, because you have to get used to how those guys are going to be running, their plays. So like I said, it is the second season where it happened. Somebody totally new, so everybody has to get in sync with their play call, and defense or offense. You know what I mean? How they're gonna run their plays and do whatever. So it takes time to do that. You know what I mean? And those, like I said, this isn't the NBA or baseball where you have 80, 160 games. Those first 4 games matter. You know what I mean? In the season, those first 4 games matter, and that's normally, they say, teams are getting together and this and doing whatever, but that can put you, in a tie or fighting, in week 15, for first place in your division. Those first 4 games, so it's not like we continuing something or a tradition that we have, and we just have to build off of it for this year, because we got a lot of free agents. We don't know if we're going to sign those guys back or do whatever. But on top of that, you're bringing in somebody with a totally new vision of how they think the offense should be run or the defense should
Right.
be run. So I think that's a setback because you have to, work out those kinks.
Right. I mean, we Charlotte Side's gone, Brian Johnson gone, good. I don't ever want to hear about him again. I don't care what kind of future they got on other teams. I don't want them on our team no more. Point blank period. But like you said, getting new offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators and quarterback coaches and all sorts of stuff, like that takes a toll on people's mental, how they game plan as a player, how
Yeah.
the scheme's gonna get ran, and you have to get used to that scheme and all that stuff comes into you know becomes an issue or a factor during training camp, and that's what training camp is for. But you can't just get these people and say, "Hey, this is what we're going to start running," and think that everyone's going to immediately gel. Because what if the people that are on defense have never played that defensive scheme before, and they're not used to that types of those types of coverages? So now that's going to be a learning curve for the defense. It's going to be a learning curve for the offense, and I feel like it's going to take me, 2, maybe 3 years to get it
Yep.
trustworthy if
Yep.
they last out, I'm saying if they last that long, which I hope they do, because we can't keep going through the cycle of getting rid of offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. Eventually, the players are gonna have to eventually either get on the bus or get off the bus. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's it's gonna put us back at least 2 years. Next year it may be some growing pains too. Next year, looking at the schedule to me doesn't look as bad as it was this year.
Yeah.
So I still think we could easily win 10 to 11 games next season. Pending free agency and who we keep and
Yeah.
who goes away. But looking at what we have right this second, minus the late great Jason Kelsey, shout out to the God, one of the best centers in the league, definitely Frank Bell Hall of Famer. We'll get to that later, but you know, depending on him, with him gone and the people that we still could potentially sign, depending on what kind of deal they take, you know, we have great potential to be right back at it in 2 years. I just don't think we're going to be in it next year. I think we'll be an above average team, but we won't be as dominant a team next season that we could have been the season that just passed.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
The guy, what's his name? The guy we got from Miami, man. He's not. He's pretty
Vic Fangio?
familiar with our team as well. Yeah, he's pretty familiar with our team because you remember when they were on the Super Bowl run last season. We brought him in
Mhm.
at the end. We brought him in at the end, and he was getting the team ready for the Super Bowl and all this stuff. So he has a little familiarity with what's going on. We also, especially the defense, man, we also need the players in the right position to make it work too, man. And I mean the
Yeah.
goddamn linebackers and all of this. We need hitting drills again, wrapping up drills, all that stuff gotta be done.
Yeah.
Because I don't care who you got on your defense, man. You can have goddamn Ed Reed, Palomalu, Dawkins, all of them. If they not wrapping up and making them hits,
That's
man,
right.
I don't care
It,
who you
it,
got.
it don't matter. Yeah,
Yeah,
it don't matter.
the
So
fundamentals.
right, and they what I don't understand is Pop Warner coaches teach you one of the first things that the Pop Warner coaches teach you is when you hit them, you wrap them up and you drive them to the ground.
Yeah,
For the life of me, do not understand why these players want to lower their shoulder and bump them.
yeah,
That bump, that thing, that grinds every gear in my eye. That burns me up, especially when they bounce off you and they keep going, and you have the potential to take them to the ground. Just wrap them up. That's why I want to say shout out to Sidney Brown, even though you got hurt, bro. Have a speedy recovery because you are the next. You are the next guy. To me, you are. But like I said at the beginning of the season, you just got to tone it down just a tad, bro. Because I said it at like in the last year and preseason. I said Sidney Brown's nice, but he got to pull it up because he gonna fuck around and hurt himself. What
yeah,
happened?
yeah,
Hurt himself. Just like I told you, just like I knew what. But yeah, Sidney Brown. Hey, like I said, you're the next guy. You're definitely next up. But you just I'm not. And I hate to say tone it down, but you just gotta. Cause I like his tenacity. I like he's got the it factor. He's got the spunk in him. He's got the dog in him. But City, bro, he's like
You gotta be
Sometimes you
smarter.
don't
You
look.
gotta
Yeah,
play smarter.
exactly.
Yeah, you ain't
Yeah,
gotta
play
just
smart.
play smarter. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, oh man, oh man. But uh this year the draft is coming up. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people potentially coming out and whatever. You know, how do you, if you had to pick one of the two, do you think we should address the linebackers or do you think we should address the DBs? Because
Linebackers.
you already know, definitely,
Definitely.
definitely linebackers,
Definitely
without a
linebackers,
shadow of
man.
doubt.
Definitely linebackers. Because if you look at it, man, we only had one game where uh their number one receiver just really caught balls on us at will, no matter who we put on it. And I don't want to mention I don't want to mention the team either.
Okay, good. Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I
Don't do
mean?
that. Don't no. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do
we
that.
don't want to mention the team or they player that goes by those initials. But I mean,
Yeah,
other than that, we shut them down. You know what I mean? We thought, the cheetah was going to run all over us and do all of this stuff.
yeah,
So our DBs, they weren't the greatest, but they held their own to a certain degree. But our
Mm-hmm.
linebackers, man, it was ridiculous, man. Plays across the middle. I mean, everybody just exploited our middle throughout the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about bringing safeties up to play linebackers and all that. That's how bad we were suffering at that position. So definitely linebackers, man. Definitely.
Rod said, "Uh oh." Yeah. What's up, Rod? Hey, shout out to Rod Kelly, man. That's my main man. And shout out to him. Shout out to the rest of the crew too. But yeah, man, like I said, I don't linebackers got to be a thing. Like Blankenship was nice. He played a decent game, but sometimes he gets caught up in those passing lanes and gets confused. But outside of him, like I'm gonna keep it a buck. I have no faith, none at all, in the Georgia boy, um, the one that got hurt at preseason. Ain't played a full season yet. I can't remember that boy name, but he ain't
Davis.
played it. So no, the linebacker.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He ain't played it, so I forgot his damn name. But I have no faith in him. Yep, N'Kobe Dean, you right.
Dean. Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
yep, Nicole. No faith in him,
Yep.
zero. But and you know what, Ron, you're right. We do have good coordinators now, and just like we said, we got to take those coordinators have to find out what each player does best and put those players in those positions to thrive. And that's something that our previous coordinators just couldn't figure out. They just didn't do. And because they didn't do it, these are the reasons why we were getting exposed on third down, like damn near every third down all season long. You know what I'm saying? Those are the reasons why we got exposed. Those are the reasons why you got Bradbury out there getting straight up put in the toaster oven every game. And
He
then when
should have
they
left. He should have been gone. I don't mean to cut you off, man.
no,
I don't
you
mean to
good.
cut you off, but he should have been on the same Greyhound bus as Desai and Patricia.
That young man, he got what's that good butter? That Irish butter? They should have slapped it all over his ass and put his ass back. Man, that dude, man, trash, Barry.
You had the teams where they specifically targeted that guy every single play down the stretch, and they were
And it's
successful
bad.
on
And it's
every
bad.
attempt.
And it's bad because Debo pointed it out and still cooked them.
And still
If
cooked them,
I was
man.
him, and then, but you know what he said? When Debo said it, you know what he said? Okay, because you knew it. You
You
knew who
knew it.
you knew he's supposed to. That's it's simple.
And
And
I
Fangio
don't
ain't
mean
coming
to,
out the booth.
I don't mean to say that, man. He ain't coming out the booth. I don't mean to say this, man, because Rod on the line, man. I don't mean to say this because he. I don't mean to say this because he on the line, but man, that's where they beat our ass so bad. That's where we lost all of our identity,
Yeah.
man. Everything was exposed, man. Them 49ers tore our ass up so bad, man. And everything fell apart after that.
Hey, you know what we did? You know what we did when the Niners beat us? We closed the door. Was like, what you say? Nothing. That's how it was, bro. That's how
Man,
far
them
they were
goddamn 49ers beat our ass. They got the Cowboys too, man. They beat our ass so bad, man. We just fell apart, man. And we never recovered.
never
So from
recovered.
that game. From
Yeah.
that game forward, we were exposed so bad. Everything that we had talked about all season, the 49ers exploited it. They not only, like you said, Debo, they talked about what they were going to do and they made it happen. That's how bad it was. It's not that they just came in. It's not that they came in and beat us. It's the way they did it when they it's like, they talk about Babe Ruth, predicting a home run. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm gonna hit it right here. And it's one thing to get beat by a team, but it's another thing to get beat by a team that says we're gonna beat you exactly like this, and they go out and beat you exactly like that. That's what man. We needed counseling after that, man.
Yeah, everybody had to go to the room, man. Hey, everybody got to go to the room, padded. Think about it. Hey, take your shoestrings, everything.
Yeah,
I
and
was so,
like you
I
said,
was
man, we
so
just speak
mad.
the truth. We speak the truth, and I'm just being honest, man. Season over now, man. That's where we really fell off, man.
Bro, I was so mad because I knew I knew I knew I was going to hear Rodney. I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
yeah.
Everything in my soul say, yeah, he coming for me. I know. And then I seen him talk. He was on another podcast. He was like, I heard him say, he's like, and then you got Dennis over here waiting to put on his black, trying to imitate Martin. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I was like, I hate you. I still don't like you right now. You my man and everything, but I don't like you. But man, yeah, but it's just like, man, come on. Yeah, I know, Rod. He said it too. He said, I waited the whole year for this. He did.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did. Again, he wanted to get back from the previous year. So, and I don't mind. But, I tell you what, though, Rod, y'all better win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, oh boy,
Yeah.
the world is coming for y'all. The world. I'm gonna be by your side because you're my man. So I'm gonna try to beat them off you as much as I can. But at some point in time, they either gonna be hitting me too. So
because
I'm
the world minus a couple states, the world is going for the Lions and Ravens today, man. The world's going for the Lions and the Ravens, and so they got to prove themselves.
All right. So excuse me. So do you think the new DC Vic Fangio should or will address defense? Like, how do you think he's going to address defense? Like, do you think he's going to be more on scheme, or do you think he's going to be more on, again, putting the people in the right places? Or I feel I feel as though he's going to be looking more at conditioning, because there was plenty of times Jordan Davis, as big as he is, people saying that he's out of shape. He's just out, and that's why sometimes you didn't see him a lot. And I feel like he's also going to look at packages, like what packages, who's going to be on the field during certain packages to create the right plays and prevent long plays. Like what are your packages going to be? That's what I think he's gonna address when it comes to our defense.
Yeah, I think he's going to start by addressing what we need. The players that we have there, putting them on notice, and then making some smart moves in the draft to get after what we need right here, man. Because it like I said, he's a smarter guy, more experienced. He's able to take the people in the positions, put them in the right spot, like you said, make them work and make moves and whatnot. I don't think that he'll be scared to pull a Bradbury out, man. Sit his ass down, man. Put somebody else in there, and we can't get cooked all game with the same person for the same plays and still keep running these same stuff. So I think that he'll be able to be more vocal and address those in-game plays. But before that, we have to draft some people, make some trades, or do whatever to get the right people there before we even game one even happens.
So do you think like if Bradbury doesn't do well his first 3 games, you think Fangio will pull him?
I hope you pull him out the game too. First
Period.
game might be first. Yeah, period. First game might be the what they call them, the I don't know, the butterflies or whatnot. First game of the season might be the butterflies or whatnot, but it really should be addressed that they don't play as hard. They don't put everybody in there for the preseason. But I will put Bradbury in there preseason, and you're gonna have to show me something during the preseason because it's out of control, man. You can't have failure after failure after failure, man. The old guys, the old school guy, like what was the guy we had forever? What was the defensive coordinator we had, man? And Bradbury won't be playing with him.
No.
Bradbury won't be playing with him, man. So, like I said, we need that skill to come in and really manage at the defensive coordinator position to not be afraid to make those calls, and it's really going to expose. I think that obviously anything can go either way, but I think that bringing those guys in, if the defense does better, because we had the offensive, shit where we couldn't score and this, but a lot of the games the defense just fell apart. And so I think that, if we, like you were talking about earlier, when you said, things come together and, we make it to the playoffs and do whatever, and then things will get exposed after that. I think that if Vic comes in and does his job, man, he'll be able to take the heat off of Nick, like we expect to have the first part of the season.
Right. And then too, like, what Vic Fangio coming in, I'm not gonna say everybody's gonna be on notice because they're not, because I'm saying, like, you got like Slade, he's not gonna be on notice if he stays, whatever. Like, there's a couple of people that are gonna be fine, solidified. But preseason, like when you played like your first full preseason game, like games preseason 1 or 2, Bradbury is going to officially be put in the oven, in that toaster. And guess what? Your ass is gone as soon as you brown. As soon as that toast browns and you start getting cooked real good, you know what it's gonna do? Pop, and guess you're gonna throw you out of here. You out of here.
Yeah.
You are a burnt piece of toast, brother. And at that point, like, you can't come back from that because the Giants got rid of you and gave you to us. Now everyone in the league damn near has exposed you and know you can't cover. So guess what? And it's all based off of what Debo said. And every time something happens, they're gonna go right back to Debo. He's trash. He can't cover. Blah blah. And then on top of that, Bradbury, you let this man come in with all black Air Force Ones and an all black skirt and come in and cook you. And you cool with that, bro? You can't be cool with that.
But that should have been one of the dead giveaways in the beginning, man. You don't have teams that's gonna let even a decent, average, or definitely not a top tier person. You're not going to trade him to somebody in your same division. You know what I mean? You go, hey, I want him across conference, man. Send him to the AFC because we don't want that competition.
I don't want to see him no more. Right.
Yeah, I want to see him. I don't want that competition. He cooking eyes twice a year now. You know what I'm saying? He's stopping everything we got twice a year. No, man. You give us somebody that's dead giveaway.
All right, so we talked about Jason Kelce, his retirement. Shout out to him. He played excellent for us. You know what I'm saying, for years. I respect the man. I definitely got to get a Kelce jersey before the season starts. But how does his announcement of his retirement? How does that affect our O line? Because he was like a staple of our O line. You know what I'm saying? With him and everybody else. So it's like, everybody knows our O line ran through him. So it's like, getting that new kid in that we picked up 2 years ago, like they say he's a true too, but he's always going to be compared to Kelce. So how does his retirement affect our O-line's future?
Hey, they get paid millions of dollars, man. One person fall to the wayside, man. Hey, you get paid too much money to hinge your O-line on one person. Yeah, he was good, he was great, he was vocal, he was all of the above. Hey, but they get paid too much money for there should be a slack in anything, in that position. The guy that he has, got a couple years under his belt, to learn, from one of the greats. So he should be able to function, at a high level of performance during the season. So hopefully it shouldn't be that much of a disruption. But like I said, give it a couple games to work out, the timing, because that's the biggest thing, the timing with Jalen. And I'm pretty sure they'll work on that in the off season, training camp and all that. They'll get that. So we shouldn't see that much of a disruption between the two guys.
I mean, I completely agree. And I as a matter of fact, I wholeheartedly agree. I just feel like, just like you said, you're just gonna have to get between him, the center, and Jalen. They're gonna have to get used to each other's mannerisms
Yeah,
when it comes to like how he hikes the ball. At what point at what point do you want me to hike the ball? Like where at underneath do you want it?
yeah,
Things like that because my man's he's sat behind Jason Kelsey for 2 almost 3 years, so he sees how it is. He should know how Jalen wants to receive the ball. The positioning. Calling out run schemes and blocking schemes. He should have picked some of that up. So I would definitely say that Jason Kelsey has probably rubbed off on him, pause, in a good way, but at the same time, he's going to have some flaws, and that's just going to be some growing pains that we got to go through. But
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be too bad. There are going
No,
to be some hiccups along the way, but I don't think it's going to be nothing super major. You know what I'm saying? Or at
and,
least I hope it's not.
and that's why those guys get snaps too. It's not like he's sitting behind Jason Kels, and him and Jalen never work out together. And like, I mean, he has his reps and stuff, but it's different from being the guy, the number one guy now, and getting all of the practice reps and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they're professionals, man. They do this all the time, and I think that training camp and preseason they'll be able to work that out to where he'll be good to go. You can't replace that. That leadership that he has, like you said, Kelsey, to be able to, read defenses. So I don't know if he has that in him yet to be able to sit there and read the defense, and tell him, X, Y, and Z. So I think that that'll be the main thing he has to work on, just what you just said, man. But I think the timing and all that stuff, that'll be, taken care of by the start of the season.
Yeah, it'll smooth over eventually. Like I
Yeah.
said, and even in preseason, you'll see in preseason.
Yeah.
The first 3 or 4 drives, or the first quarter, something like that, or first half, you'll see like what they need to work on, and they'll be working on that stuff during preseason and
Yeah.
off season workout, mini camps. They'll be dealing with all that stuff too. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be a big issue. But some people feel as though that because Jason Kelsey's leaving, oh my God, what are we gonna do with the center? Blah blah, this and that.
Yeah.
And I hate how us as a fan base, like people, we can't sign everybody. We can. We can. Every time someone calls up, why we go get them? Bro, we don't have an endless cachet of money that we can just spend on these people.
Yeah.
We still got to
Yeah.
pay the players that are there.
Yeah.
So, speaking of playing the players that were there and the ones that we did pick up, I got to do it like this only because I have to do it like this. But okay, so with all the notable creations, free agents and all that stuff, which ones would you seriously consider bringing back? So here's the list. The list starts here. So we're gonna hit the first one. So Marcus Mariota, would you bring him back as a backup?
I mean, he didn't do nothing bad. Yeah, I'll bring him back.
All right. I would say no right now. I would say yes right now because I don't know who we have.
Exactly. I don't know who else is out there. Yeah, to replace him with.
Come back to replace him. So right now, I would say yes. Okay, DeAndre Swift, yes. Do whatever you can to keep him, paying whatever we can afford to pay him, as long as it doesn't hurt us. I say keep. DeAndre
Swift.
Okay.
Swift. Yeah, absolutely. That's a no-brainer.
Okay, Boston Scott.
Now here we go with these guys. Him and Penny, man. It's a toss-up. I don't know. We never did. What did they do, man? They was defrauding the government.
Yeah,
they was stealing money.
Getting over, stealing money.
Stealing money. What did they do?
Bruh, I haven't the faintest idea. Rod says Killamore is gonna be good, nice for us. I hope I heard something. When I heard, excuse me, when I heard Killamore was gonna be open for potential for us to be a potential land spot for him, I'm not gonna lie, I was hyped. I was like, if we can get him, I would love to have him, because I've never heard of a team saying we scored too much outside of that other team. And you see where they are.
Yeah.
So ultimate debacle too, but that's every year. But again, I don't understand how scoring too many points isn't a good thing. Now, did he make Justin Herbert look good? No, he didn't. But again, that's Herbert. Herbert hasn't done anything to me to put him on a pedestal to say that he's an elite quarterback.
Right. I agree with that. I agree. I think Kellen Moore though, he was at a disadvantage when he went out there because I mean they had serious injuries and all of this stuff to where they never just came together as a team. Hence the reason why they were running so hard for Harbaugh. You know what I mean, to put that shit together out there. So he was at a disadvantage. But like you said, if you look at the team that he had, I mean, pretty good success on him, and he utilizes all the positions like they're supposed to be utilized. He utilized the running back and he makes them run. Tight ends, you're going to block, but you're going to also be running across the middle, and like Kettles and all them boys are doing. Travis and all them boys. He uses tight ends, he uses receivers for what they were supposed to be doing, man. Throws a mixture of plays. We should not, I don't think next year, this was another embarrassing moment for us when you had CMC.
Give us a stat. Give us a stat. I know you got one. I know you got. I know you got a stat. Give us a stat.
When you had CMC. You had CMC out here, and he called the play damn near exactly like we was going to run it, based upon the offensive scheme that we showed him. And that just shows you how predictable we were as a team. You know what I mean? Christian McCaffrey, he was able to look at our formation, look at factor in what down we were at and all of this stuff, and tell you that lets you know right there that we fell apart. You know what I mean? We fell apart between Hurts, between Brian, between Nick. We fell apart as an organization, man, and we just didn't have the success we were supposed to have, man. It was out of control.
Yeah, I mean, Chris McCaffrey called out the blocking scheme, how we were going to block. He called everything perfectly, and he called it from his house.
From his house,
from where we were sitting at. Oh yeah, here they go. They're about to run the so. I know. All right, watch. Boop, I told you.
Yeah,
he called it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rod says, look at the last few weeks he worked with. Yeah, exactly. They have great numbers. So I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a bounce back year. Shady's going to have the King Eagle on speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be rocking the big hat. I am. Then I will be doing it. So I hope he does. And I hope. I'm not going to lie. I know we're not going to play the Niners, but I wish we could play the Niners again next year. But I know
to redeem myself. Yeah.
Just to get a little, hopefully to redeem myself. I'm not going to say
yeah.
Because right now they got all-star cast right now, so can't hold that against him. Yeah, Rod giving us the sunglasses because he called it. He did call that play. Yeah, we was running Pop Warner plays. We was, but Rod, I said on the Sports Live and Chill show. So it was what it was at the time. I can't hold it against y'all.
Mute him.
No, we got to get back to this real quick. But so Boston Scott, I feel like Boston Scott can go. Rashad Penny, I don't even know why we even signed him because we only use him for like 3 or 4 plays the whole time.
Yeah.
So why are we signing running backs? We got 3 running backs on the squad, and we're only utilizing 1. And you put Boston Scott as a running back, you put him back for punt return.
Yeah, we had like 4. We had more than that initially, man. I don't understand it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, yes, right. Yes, redeem. Yes, I would like to redeem us. You know what I'm saying? Because again, y'all took out the belt and held us up with one hand. One hand. That's what y'all did to us. For all my for Eagles Nation out there, y'all can sit back and say I'm bashing us. No, I'm not. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck on what they did to us. And if you don't agree, well, then you need to look at yourself in the mirror because that's what they did.
They beat us like they did in Baby Boy, man, with Omar and old boy, man. They lined them up, started whooping their ass with that belt.
Yeah. Said, I ain't even gonna knock you out, Jen, because you got heart. Man, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Now, Quez, I feel like Quez, he could potentially stay, but he has to produce. If you don't produce in the first 3 games that we're throwing you the ball, you don't produce, we gotta let you go.
Yeah.
Julio, you were just there for distraction anyway, so it was what it was. So can Julio go? Probably. Although I would have liked for Julio to get one, you know what I'm saying, to get a championship, at least with somebody, because I feel like he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? Now, Ombadai, the Kaius or whatever his name is, brother, you can go. You running into our own players.
Yeah.
You running into their own players.
And that's what I was gonna say for him, man. We get rid of him. We get rid of Zakat, whatever his name is. We get rid of him and we keep Julio for the continued. We got to use him. We didn't use him, right? But if we keep Julio, You keep him in the slot. That's gonna, that presents different sides of whatever possible things. You can keep that confusion on the other teams. I think we could keep Julio, renegotiate his contract or whatever, do all this stuff, and then get rid of old boy and then do whatever, something different. But I
Yeah,
say we keep Julio.
but again, keeping Julio, another reason why he probably just didn't play like because we got him late in the season,
Yeah,
and he may not have been comfortable with run plays,
yeah,
I'm sorry, with blocking schemes and routes. But even with the routes, like you can tell him what route to run in the huddle.
yeah.
Hey, run out route. Okay, cool. Run a post. All right, cool. Run a post. We already know he's a good post runner. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's the blocking schemes. I don't think Julio was too comfortable with,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like he wasn't training because from what I understand, he had still been training on the off season. So even when he wasn't playing, in hopes to be on the team still. So I feel like physically he was there, mentally he was probably there. He probably just wasn't comfortable with the blocking schemes,
Because
and
he
that's it.
never was put in that position, what I mean, as the other teams, as the number ones and all that stuff to do what we needed him to do.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Now Jack Stoll, yeah, I thought we need to bring him back. We
yeah.
bring him back on the cheap deal. Uh, Cox, I feel like. Well, before I go, what do you think about Jack Stoll? Before I go,
Same with you, man. Bring him back.
okay,
Just
cheap
yeah.
deal. All right. Fletcher Cox, what do you think?
Bring him back. I mean, he's old, man. I won't say old. NFL wise old. He still was producing numbers. To be worthy to bring it back. Maybe renegotiate thing or do whatever. But I just don't want
Team
to
friendly
dismantle
deal.
too much good. Yeah, dismantle too much. At that
Right.
time, then it's, that 1 year go to 2 to 3 years, but of rebuilding before you get to where you need to be at.
Right. I feel Fletcher Cox bring him back on a team friendly deal, something cheap. You know what I'm saying? Give him like a 2 year deal. A couple 100,000. With incentives, something like that. BG, I think BG needs to come back too. Same thing, team friendly, but he's gonna want to get paid somewhere else, and I don't blame him if he does because BG and Fletcher they're both towards the end portion of their career. They're more on the downslope, if anything. Even though I like Brandon Graham, but I just feel like he wasn't getting there to get to bring out the best out of him this season. And I feel like that could have been just again with the skins that they were running,
Yeah,
but
I did.
I still think he's got a little bit left in this tank.
Yeah. I say we bring BG back though. I say bring it back just for the sake of what I mean, keeping him an Eagle, doing what he got to do because we know the talent is there. Like I said, I don't know if the defense or whatever maneuvers wasn't just jiving, so he wasn't able to do his thing. But I say bring it back.
Yeah. And Quest got to fight for the ball, but when they throw the ball, he gotta catch the ball. Like
Yeah,
Quest want dime drop to him every ball. Every time he's throwing the ball, he wants a dime drop to him. It don't go like that. Like
yeah,
you gotta go up and you gotta battle for the ball.
yeah,
Swift do it. I'm sorry. Vontae do it every time he throwing the ball.
yeah.
AJ do
He
it
not
every
just go
time.
lay down.
Yeah,
DB's not just go lay down and let you catch it all over
and let you
like
catch it.
goddamn
Right,
OBJ in one hand and do all this shit so you can end up on sports in the top 10.
right. He
No.
like Quest wants a dime drop to him every game. But if he does go to another place, I feel like he'll be nice there because he'll probably be like them. They're one. They're number two instead of number three. So he might be nice, but I mean we already have two nice wide receivers. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna be fighting for the ball as far as trying to get in the game to receive the ball, but unfortunately for him, he just ain't gonna have that with us. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about bring back OZ. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The guys where he out there running up, he ran it and hit Boston's guy caused a fumble, bro. Like to bring him back, get off come over here. Sit right here. Sit right here. Well, uh the slot guy, we can get you slot receivers are a dime a dozen, bro.
Yeah.
You can get slot receivers anywhere. Now, who I don't know. I have to sit down and research and figure out who's open, who's available to be picked up. But I mean, I'm quite sure we have a better option than OZ and Quest for that matter. I'm quite sure there's a better option out there.
Yeah.
Who I don't know right now, but I'm quite sure it is. Um, Cunningham, I don't know. I kind of like Cunningham. He had a couple of big hits, but he did get burned a couple of times too. Like on key plays, like we needed him to make the tackle, and he didn't make the tackle. So I don't know. Mm, well, that's a tough one. All right, well, then we got Nicholas Morrow. Didn't we get up from the Bears or something like that?
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. Let me see. I kind of want to keep him, but I kind of want to get rid of him and just, you know, just move on from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shaq Leonard, I feel like we should keep him. And Roby, I feel like we can keep Roby. I just feel like Roby needs some grooming. Needs to be groomed a little bit more. I feel like he'll be fine. He just needs to be groomed just a little bit more.
Yeah.
So he says, NPX says, keep Shaq and Roby. Yeah, see, yeah, exactly. Morrow can go. Like Morrow, I just wasn't feeling him this season. But Roby, yeah, he's gonna be nice. He just has to have some. He just has to be. He needs to be fine tuned and groomed. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Shaq too. We got Shaq towards late in the season too. But I feel like if he comes in and gets a full off season rep, he'll be fine. He'll be fine with us.
Yeah, him and old boy came like at the same time. What, Barrett?
Yeah, boy from the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like within a week or 2 weeks. Yeah. All right, Michi. So look, that's all we got today, bro. Right at the hour. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. I talked to my homeboy. I'll talk about that when we come off and behind the scenes as soon as the commercial goes off. But I'm sorry, the outro goes off. But I'll talk to you about that later. But outside of that, man, we had a good show. Hey, appreciate MPS for popping in, man, with the comments. Appreciate it. I'm saying shout out to all 5,000 people that was up in the chat. Appreciate y'all, man. And I'm saying with that, we're gonna head out here. Just know though, like I said, next season, this coming season, we're still gonna be covering our Eagles on the off season. I'm saying talking about trades and drafts and things like that, and who we think we should go for, positions we should trade up for, things like that. But yeah, man. Well, we're gonna be fine, Eagles Nation. We're gonna be fine. We'll that one like your man said on which pod. It's be real nice, boss. Real nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. Take it easy, bro. All right, Mitch, you got anything for the people?
That's it, man. Like I said, man, it's good to be back, man. Good to see you get good laughs, good talk, man. We ain't did it in a while. It's kind of felt like we was, fell off our groove a little bit. Yeah, but we know everybody had to, life happens. We did all the stuff, but it's good to be back, man. We got a lot of stuff in the works, for the next season. So everybody out there, man, let everybody know, man, all the different platforms that he has set up now, that there's no reason that, we shouldn't be able to do it. Or they shouldn't be able to get on one platform or another, man. It's a lot of good stuff that we have planned coming up. A lot of good stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. So like I said, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can hit me up on Instagram and follow Meech on Instagram. I'm sorry, no, Meech on Instagram, but he's gonna get Twitter this offseason. He's gonna get it. I can feel it in my bones. He's gonna get it. But that and I don't know if it's Facebook too. But yeah, so let's go ahead and hit this outro, man. Hey, we'll talk to y'all, man. We'll highlight y'all. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
Yep.
Othello on the